So it's now 1:16. Welcome back to Chicago Live on this Thursday afternoon. We're going to head out to Naperville, where teachers there are thinking about potentially going on a strike. We're joined now by the Naperville Teachers Union President, Ross Berkeley. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good to be here.
So, Ross, give us an idea. What are some of the major sticking points for teachers here?
Yeah, there's really two major sticking points, and it really comes down to the success of our students. It is, first of all, the school district has been toying around with the idea of what they're calling the innovative school experience. And what that really does is it restructures the school day and the learning processes for all of our students from early childhood through high school. In some ways, that will disrupt the start and end times, putting a burden on our families and limiting extracurricular activities. Changing the workday for our teachers, and they're basically building a plan in like an airplane in the air, and it's not vetted. We need more community input, so it's hard to come to terms on a contract when the community hasn't vetted a plan for our student success. And the other thing that we're looking at is that Naperville 203 has some of the highest academic achievement, in fact, the highest academic achievement of any unit school district in the state of Illinois, but we don't compensate our educators to reflect that. We have many educators that can't afford to live in the community that they teach, and we think that it is time that Naperville 203 focus on the success of our students by making sure we retain and attract the best teachers that we can have.
And Ross, a strike authorization has been set, but you guys aren't actually hoping to get to that point. So what would need to change in these conversations for you guys to actually follow through and lock out and decide to go on this strike?
Yeah, we're absolutely preparing for a strike. That is something that we want to be prepared for should we ever get to that point. But no one wants to go on a strike. We don't want that for our students. We don't want that for our staff, and we don't want that for the Naperville community. What is going to need to happen is that there's going to need to be movement. There's going to need to be further discussion. We don't want to put the district in any position that's going to impact them in a negative way in delivering services, but we have a district that has the resources that it needs to compensate us fairly and to structure a school day that the community can accept. So we are going back to the table this next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We are utilizing a mediator from the Federal Mediation and Conciliation Service, and we're prepared to strike a deal, and we hope that the district meets us at the table. They have movement, and they listen to what our teachers are clearly telling them, that they value their students and they need to be valued as well.
And Ross, you said that the district does have the resources in order to pay the teachers. Can you shed a little bit more light on the cost analysis that was done to reach that conclusion?
Yeah, so school finances are public record, right? So if you look at the annual financial report of Naperville 203, what you'll find is that they have over 300 days of cash on hand. That's double what the Illinois State Board of Education recommends. We've consistently been able to abate taxes, referendums that were passed that were never collected on. We've been able to refund money to the taxpayers directly, literally sending checks back to the taxpayers. I'm a taxpayer in the community. I received one of those rebates, but we're talking taxpayer relief of over $30 million over the last decade. And we know that the district continues to take in the resources to support their operations and and our proposals. We have a surplus this year, and the board has a policy that they can only spend the surplus on either tax relief or on one-time projects. They don't want to invest surpluses in their educators, and we don't think that's okay.
Ross, I also want to know what's been the reaction in the local community from some of the parents of these students that would be impacted if these teachers do decide to go into strike. Obviously, these parents would have to make some other arrangements for childcare and things of that nature. What are you guys hearing from them on their side and what they think about this?
Yeah, I'm a parent in the district. I have a freshman starting today at one of our high schools. That is something that, again, we don't want to do, but we want people to be prepared. So we are making sure, we will continue to make sure, and the district will as well, if a strike becomes imminent, that we will be communicating that to the community. But what we're hearing from our parents and our community members is that we know that Naperville is a vibrant, place, a destination city for families. They come here because of the school district. They stay here because of the school district, because Naperville is a good investment. And we are getting overwhelming support from our parents, community members, because our community's smart. They're intelligent people. They are invested in our teachers. They're invested in our schools. They're invested in the community, and they can see the financial implications. And they're standing behind our teachers. And our community has always stood behind our teachers. And I'm proud to say that I'm a teacher, a parent, a taxpayer in this community, and it's because of Naperville District 203 and its teachers that I stay here.
And Ross, I got one more before we get you out of here on this Thursday afternoon. What's the next step in this process?
So like I said, we are going to meet with our federal mediator next week. We've got 3 dates scheduled. We're going to be doing those in the evening. Our bargaining team, our teachers, they're educators, they're in the classroom focusing on their students like they should. It's unfortunate that we have this into the school year, but next steps will be to come to an agreement, and hopefully in the next 3 days we will have a tentative agreement that's ready to present to the membership and to the board. And until we get through those sessions, there are no plans for any type of job action. We're going to continue to gauge the success of those negotiations, and we're going to continue to focus on our students and their learning, because that's what good educators do, and we're going to continue to do that.
All right, President Ross Berkeley from the Naperville Teachers Union, thanks so much for your time. Again, he was saying that they have authorized a strike, but they're hoping to not get to a point where they had to actually go on strike, which of course would impact the 16,000 students that are in District 203.